Hi, so given that it's the season of New Year's resolutions, all that, I figured I'd make this quick video just to talk about a little project I set out for myself. This past year, I made quite a few Warhammer purchases, and I've had this nice little tradition where I clear out and go through my pile of shame before every edition launch box. And honestly, because it's orcs versus Space Marines, two armies I'm very interested in, I figure I am going to be picking up that 11th edition launch box. That's an issue, right? Because so far I still have four boxes I purchased in the past 6 months I haven't worked on. So, like you can see here, I'm currently overloaded with the Age of Darkness box. I bought Baneblade recently at a shop, right? I went in, they didn't have any paints or anything. You like to go and pick something up from your local shop. If you go play there, often like I did, they didn't really have anything that was interesting to me, and I saw Baneblade, figured, why not? And then more recently, over the holidays, I picked up the Imperial Fist Comp Patrol on Black Friday, and I was gifted this Black Templars Comp Patrol. But hey, 11th edition's coming out, and I want to get that box. So I did. I went through. I made a big list of all the stuff I still have to paint. I sort of, put each project in a little bucket. So if I know I wanted to paint certain units together, I accounted for that, and I went through month by month, and I've given myself a sort of timeline for the next year of 2026, what I'm going to be painting each and every month. So I figured I'd just take a bit of time to talk through all of that. Yeah, so over in January, I've already done quite a bit. I'm a little bit ahead here. So my initial plan was to get Helldrake painted, and finish up what I needed to there, and then get the Chaos Sorcerer. As you could probably tell from those pictures, I've gone above beyond. I already have that done. So all that leaves is by end of January, I need to finish up some intercessors in the Castellan. You can already tell that's quite a few minis, at least for my pace. But trust me, it gets better as the year goes on. I've developed quite the backlog here. Over in February, I'm planning on tackling a Marshal, some company heroes, Chaos Sorcerer, five more Infernus. These ones you see pictured on bottom right there, those are there was 10 in the Leviathan box. I still have not gotten them. And then I still have a Orc Pain Boy, not quite the one there. I 3D printed proxy, but that's neither here nor there. Still needs to get done. Over in March, I got a big lot of 10 Terminators plus a Captain. I think there's still some green stuff work I want to be doing there, but we'll get to that when we come to it over in a few short months. Massive Executions, obviously not the official model. I already have a Emperor's Champion. I don't really want a second one. I like the way I painted mine. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be converting that for my CSM army. Over in April, we got the Apothecary Biologus and 5 Heavy Intercessors. We got some Havocs. These were converted from some of the Mark 6 bodies in the Age of Darkness set. And we got a Crusader squad I need to paint up. So, pretty heavy month here also. 21 minis. Only one character, but still. And then May. This is a big one. I have my twin demon princes. So I have these two nicely converted demon princes that I quite like, and they've just been bugging me forever, and I still have not got them. I think I built the first one. Had to be back in 9th edition. The other one was more recent. I converted that one a few months ago, I think now. Maybe back. I think back in August. Either way, I think I'm gonna paint those as a pair, and then I have 5 Sword Brothers. Yeah, the last 5 I did took me quite a while, so I'm hoping I can get them done in a week. But this is aspirational here. We're not sure if we're actually gonna get all this done, but it's good to hope. Over in June, 3 weeks on a Land Rare Spartan, and then last week on 3 more Blade Guard. I'm quite excited for that kit, but I'll hold off till June. Uh, July, I have 3 Killicans and a Contemptor and a War Boss, so pretty dread heavy month here. A lot of vehicles. Also, some of the only Orc units I still have not painted. I personally have found, at least recently, my Orcs were a joy to paint, so I've managed to hammer all those out in 2025. Now, this is where we get the fun part. So I said before, I'm planning on picking up that unfinished Starbucks. So I figured, if I'm planning out my whole year of painting, I might be fun to at least get an idea of what I think might be in there. So anything you see in this teal color, which is gonna be most of the rest of the list, is what I think is coming up. Obviously, I have basically no information here. This is just sort of looking at Leviathan, looking at was it Indomitus? That was the 9th edition one, and just sort of following that trend. Dark Imperium and the earlier ones are a little different. I feel like Leviathan, especially, is where I got most of this inspiration for this list from. So we got a Jump Chaplain Van Vets. I mean, we got Stern Guard last time. It only makes sense. It's been a while since we got a new Chaplain. Actually, no, Terminator Chaplain still. Jump Marines are fun, and I think that might be something they put in. Gretchen, I actually didn't know how to do this because we do have a newer boys kit, so maybe they just go hard with like 20 Gretchen. I guess 22 technically, right? You get the Runt Herd, but whatever. But I think it'll be like the Neurogons from Leviathan. I don't think we're getting too many. And then new Mega Knobs. I love the old kit, but they're starting to show their age a little bit there. Then I think next up, I think we're getting some new Gravis units. We didn't get any in Leviathan. Obviously, I think we've already gone their Terminators. I think we want a new, like, big, chunky guy. I'm thinking either some sort of, like, heavy weapon Devastator style team, like maybe a las cannon, maybe some sort of, perhaps like a grav gun would be awesome, right? Or we might just get like a melee squad. I guess aggressors kind of do that, but they've also got a bit of anti-infantry firepower. I'm really hoping for like big eviscerators or like thunderhammers, something like that. I think would be really sick. And I don't know with the boys. Boys are a weird one. I think we either get a redux of the not so great boys refresh box, right? It's very monopose, not really what you want. I think we either get some sort of new boys box. Maybe we get like 10 Choppa boys, 10 Shooter boys, and like their own boxes, or maybe we just get like a new type, right? We might get like I think there used to be rules for like dual weapon boys or like Choppa and shield boys, kind of like what you saw in that first Space Marine game, maybe something like that. But I think if the Termagants from Leviathan I can go by, I think GW's not so afraid to just throw a bunch of these guys in. So that's sort of what I'm expecting. All right. This was sort of a fun one. As a Black Templars player, I obviously don't have too much use for it, but I thought new Dreadnought would be awesome. I think the past 3 sort of Redemptor variants, right? The Brutalist, Redemptor, and the Ballistus have all been a bit samey. I think we want like a fancy Dreadnought. I think a character Dreadnought would be awesome. And I think a Librarian Dreadnought would be so sick. Obviously, Psychic is in a bit of a weird spot now, but I think just thematically, it's such a cool thing. Yeah, I know it was a Blood Angels thing historically, but I don't know. I feel like if they make it now, they'd probably gift everyone. Although I guess Blood Angels could use some better models. Whatever, we won't get into Sanguinary Guard now. Not the video for that. Also, obviously, a new War Boss is probably coming. Again, I threw in some knobs. I know we already have the Mega Knobs. The Elites are a bit heavy, but I did give the Orcs some love. Maybe they get a bigger vehicle in the box. You don't really know what to expect, but knobs are another pretty core pillar of Orcs. I think it would be nice to get all 3 and sort of let the Mega Knobs be upscale, be bigger, be a bit more elite. Then this is sort of the weird one, right? We got the new Big Mech, but it's pretty pretty monopose. Doesn't really have a lot of the variants the other one did. The old kit did, right? So I threw in maybe a new big mech. Obviously, all of these kits are gonna be monopose to some degree. That's usually how GW likes these boxes. Uh, I figure we'll go with the big mech with the custom force field, mainly because I have one. It always, at least in 9th edition, right? I always feel it always got good results, so we get a number of those. And this is a interesting one, right? Space Marines always get their new battle line choice. Space Marines, frankly, have enough battle line choices, right? I think most factions, you maybe want one, two, three if you want some like variety. I think we probably get some sort of refresh of intercessors or like tacticals, or I think we probably see those two units homogenized. I don't think they give us like a new Infernus, like some like really wacky like specialized infantry, right? Um, yeah, I'm thinking we get new tacticals. I'm really hoping, classic mixed armor marks would be sick, and really sort of integrate, Primaris and Firstborn like properly. They've already been moving that direction. I think that's just like the natural next step, especially seeing those Space Wolf kits that we got, and then a truck. Just they haven't really been doing main transports in these star kits, at least the edition star kits, right? Um, But I think it would be nice. You can see in the next slide, actually. I think we might also get a Rhino, or even I prefer a Razorback. I know that might be a bit weird. We have the Impulsor. But I mean, I think the tread look for spaceman vehicles would be really sick. Also, I figure they put in the Screamer Killer last time. They probably want two big vehicles, right? We already got the assuming, right? Obviously, all this is speculation. If we get the Librarian Dread for Space Marines, we might get a new sort of Orc Dread. Obviously, we have the Death Dread. I honestly don't think the kit needs to be redone. It's so good. I'm thinking we probably get a like a Redemptor style Death Dread, right? Bigger, chunkier, probably doesn't replace the old one, probably has a fun orky name. And yeah, obviously I still have the Baneblade here. This is probably gonna be more of a flex thing I chip away at over the rest of the year. Obviously I don't think I'm gonna finish it in a single week, but I have to put it somewhere. It's the only model that wouldn't be on this list otherwise. So stuck in at the end of December. Now the big question is, this is, at least for me, this seems awfully ambitious. So do I think I'll actually get this done? No, absolutely not. So the main reason I'm doing this, the main reason I'm uploading this video, is so that I have some amount of accountability. Also, it just helps me track stuff, right? I was going to I had this all in my like an Excel spreadsheet anyway, and I figured, hey, it'll be nice to put out there. Maybe someone will care about my journey here. And on that front, I likely am planning to probably post like YouTube shorts, or some other, maybe like on Discord pics or whatever, and then maybe every like 2 to 3 months come back, go over this, see how well I'm doing, see how badly I'm failing. But yeah, besides that, I'd like to hear from all of you. How do you get through your pile of shame? Do you just let it accrue? Because I honestly don't like that methodology. I know this is the first edition cycle I'm failing at that, but I'm doing my best to recover here, not make any big purchases outside of the major one that's accounted for. And most importantly, what do you think we're getting in 11th, right? All the rumors are saying orcs versus space marines. I feel like some of my guesses were a bit safe here. Some were a bit wild, but I thought I would not be surprised to see any of these. I don't think GW really wants to shake the cart too much, given how well Indomitus and how well Leviathan have sold. And with all of that said, I will end off by just showing off my predictions. This, obviously, all speculation. Some of this probably won't be in there. I won't count on it. If anything, I actually expect a bit more. I think, at least points wise, this was around what Indominus is in current 10 points, right? stuff in general costs a little less. Dominus retailed at around 1,000. Sorry, when it came out, it was about 1,000 points worth on both sides. But in 10th, things generally are cheaper by a pretty solid factor. And then Leviathan, I think, is still more or less around 900. I chucked in the firstborn equivalents, at least for the Space Marines half, and those were around 750, I think. Similar to the orcs, so maybe we even get more. I'm kind of dreading that, given the whole point of this video was for me to think about how I was going to tackle this prodigious box of my own, hopefully diminishing pile of shame. But alright, take it easy, everybody. Bye.